And this is the screw gun we can use for it.
Okay, so what are we doing? We're experimenting with, so we're reading something. Uh-oh, where's our page? Where's the page?
Was there red involved?
Yeah, there was.
Red markers?
Okay. Okay, everyone. Welcome to today's project, part of today's project. I'm going to show you something in the book. This is from the book, the Don Smith Magnetic Resonance Energy Crafting Systematic Index. And I was sharing with Cameron something I recently read here, and I'll share it with you. It's this paragraph here. It's coils and magnet system. Motor generator improved. Okay. This invention is a new version of the coils and magnet system. Each continuous coil is opened in the center, with each magnet separated in the middle, such that a rotating magnetic shield with alternating cutouts alternatingly breaks the composite magnetic field. This provides the necessary off-on electron spin as required for harvesting electrical energy. Back EMF expected is not present in this configuration. This interruptible block wall allows a smaller motivating force to produce a larger output, resulting in a self-sustainable power source. So I'm understanding back EMF to be, let's say we have a generator motor and we're spinning it, and then when we touch the two connectors together or put a load on it, similarly put a load on it or touch the two wires together, the generator becomes more difficult to turn. In this configuration where there's an interruption, as stated here in the field, where there's an interruption in the field, it doesn't get, that's the back EMF. There's no back EMF, or there's less back EMF. I think there's none. But this means when you put a load on it, it doesn't become harder to turn. That's very important. So this is to maximize efficiency. So this experiment we're doing here is we just want to experiment with the idea of interrupting the magnetic field. So we're beginning with this. And because we're trying to work with what we have, and this is I'm kind of moving on to the next video when I show you this, but I'm just going to show you what we're thinking about. So this is a John Deere generator, I guess called a John Deere alternator. So Cameron and I had taken this off for a previous experiment, and we pulled this off, and then I grinded this down a little bit with some sandpaper that's made for metal, and it allowed me to now put this on and off a lot easier, because originally Cameron and I were prying this off with tire irons, and we succeeded at getting this off, actually. So now that this is off, here's what we're thinking about doing, and this is for the next video. So one of the things, because I'm trying to think, how can I use what I have to do what the book is saying, right? And if we have to, we'll do exactly what the book is saying, but to begin with, I just want to see what I have that's nearest to the book. And this is just what I thought of doing, and I was sharing with Cameron. Cameron's here with me today, and we're talking about ideas about what we can do. So what I did was to interrupt the field. This is just my thoughts. Is we took, I took two magnets out, one here, one here. So now there's just two magnets. There was four originally. And I was thinking, I was sharing with Cameron that, where's the coil? Oh, here it is. That maybe we can cut, let's say, like 3 or 4 of these out. Okay, so I don't know if that would work, but I want to try it. So again, this is for the later video to be made. I don't know if it'll be in the next video or a later video, but just to see, having, when there's a space there, a time period where there's no magnetic field, if that can kind of act as a shielding in a way, and something to allow the on-off. It's just a thought. Cameron was talking about, because I asked Cameron when he read that paragraph I just shared with you a minute ago, what he saw, and what Cameron was sharing with me, and Cameron, correct me if I'm saying this wrong, but it sounded like you were saying we would have magnets and we would have the coils, but we'd have something in between the two that would be spinning.
Yeah, it was as though, if only I had a different model in front of me, but here, let me hold this.
Cameron, can I say what I think you were saying?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sure.
So imagine this. We take the magnets out of here, right? Take all the magnets out. So these two out as well. And cut holes here. Cut holes, right? This spins. Out here, we have the magnets now. The magnets are now placed out here. Let's say we put a PVC pipe for plumbing that we can get from like Home Depot or something. That goes out here, outside of this. That's where the magnets are mounted. This spins, and this interrupts the field. This is the only thing that spins. So the magnets don't spin, this doesn't spin, but the field interrupter spins. And this closely, actually, and it sounds like it exactly replicates what Don Smith was originally teaching about how to build a system, is to just interrupt the field between what he called two attracting magnets. In this case, well, yeah, so in this case we have magnets on one side and we have coils on the other side. So I think we're just experimenting with what it will do, right? Because to exactly replicate what he was doing, we would need magnets on the inside. The magnets would be wrapped with wire on the inside and the outside, and those wires would be connected together.
Oh, okay.
Because he made a big one. He has pictures of it, and he made a larger one. It's in the same book. But I think what we're doing is we're just looking at the paragraph we just read, right? And he's describing an improved generator that sounds similar to this configuration, except having an interrupter, right?
Yeah, where we went is, how do we interrupt this magnetism, and how do we do it in a repeatable way? So it made me think of this thing that my dad had made when I was a kid, which is just a platform made out of wood. I've got to look and see what the angle is here. Okay, so here's just a little platform. This comes off the top. We've got a magnet up here. We've got a hook here. And then it goes in this format. And then basically you have an anti-gravity, well, whatever it is, something iron suspended by a string attracted to the magnet. And then we can interrupt it at the magnet and see how interruption works. So my vote is attaching these guys. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ready? Okay.
Yes, ready.
So I have prepared some tools, so it'll be super fast. Okay. Helps to be going forward.
Yeah. Although backwards can help to get it started.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it can actually help.
Without the drill bit drifting, so it doesn't drift.
I'm using torque screws because they work so well, and I never strip anything. Like with the Phillips, they always get stripped.
That's really great. Where do you buy those?
I just got them at Home Depot.
Okay.
But I got a huge pack. I got the gigantic $20 pack.
And it comes with a lot of them?
I think it's like 5 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So with 5 pounds, you can do quite a bit. Now this guy, I better drill this one out a little bit. So
that way it doesn't crack it, right?
Yeah, otherwise I can just strip it right down the middle, and then we've got to try again.
Because if you don't drill it, it can crack the wood, right?
They'll split it often, although pine is pretty soft, and so It doesn't always, but more guaranteed to work if you do.
Oh, the magnet grabbed
Yeah, the
it.
magnet held it for me. Okay, now we want to...
We have to be extra careful with the magnet.
Yeah.
The magnets like to crack when they grab onto something real fast.
Yeah. So this guy needs to get drilled and screwed in. I'm not going to drill through to your table, don't worry.
Okay.
But I think what I will do is I'm going to disassemble this last step so that it actually works. We are going to have a dangerous screw sticking out through here, which I can cut off with my angle grinder at the very end of our process here. Well, magnets really have a mind of their own, don't they?
The universe also seems to have a mind of its own.
Luckily, we do too, and we get to experiment and learn how it all works.
Yep.
Now, I don't want to hit your table.
Thank you.
So let me just hold it like. All right, just barely snug.
Should we cut that off now, or?
I think it'll be easier to cut off
Once
once
it's done?
this is mounted there.
Okay. Because I have mine too, my cutter.
Gotcha.
Because I don't know if cutting it is going to make that loosen that. Oh, probably not. I guess.
I'll hold it from this part. It'll
Okay.
it'll be good. Okay, we need this little hook to be pretty much directly below the magnet here.
That's for our floss.
Yep. I don't know if you want to start getting floss prepared, but we're gonna need.
We can drill
say,
that first too, can't we?
If you, I don't think it needs to be drilled. This thing just like threads
Oh, okay.
right in nice.
How much floss do we need?
Probably. Okay, we need to get it attached to this. Do you have a plier so we can pull off the little, I forget what that cap thing is called. Electrode? I don't know what it's called.
I just don't know if those all come off.
From my experience, they do, but it's possible it doesn't.
Because that's what I thought. I think I tried to take one off, but let's try. Let's
Yeah,
try
let's
again.
See.
Or here, where do you want to set it?
Let's see. I'll try to just hold it for a second, see if it just easily breaks. Oh yeah, there it is. I thought it moved.
It might just be spinning the insides. I don't think they all have threads. It might have broke the plug. No? Yeah.
Oh, so look, we've got it like this. So we need to wrap our tooth floss around that guy and then screw this back in. So
Oh, okay.
can you make a little loop in the tooth floss? Just like tie a loop and then we'll...
Yeah, we're just using a
use the
spark plug as our...
Yeah. Is that in camera there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're using our spark plug as our ferrous metal, just our metal that attracts to a magnet.
Is that under it?
No. I missed it. Oh, this didn't go well. Start over again.
just get it so it's got a thread.
Okay.
Let's see, if we tighten it up, how does it feel? Not bad, not bad. You have a way to trim this excess off here?
Yeah.
Great.
And then just cut this.
Sure. So now the magic's really gonna happen. I've got to make sure this is in camera. All right. We need to let those lucky viewers at home see. Are you able to scoot the camera back just a wee bit? I want them to see from top to bottom. So, okay, yeah, from there to there. Cool. We're about to defy gravity right now.
With magnetic fields.
With magnetic fields. We're defying gravity right now.
Hang on, this camera's
Right
not
now.
seeing it. Camera's not seeing it. Camera has to go lower.
Folks at home, you think we were lying? Nope. I'll defy gravity all I want. I'm defiant. I'm a gravity defiant. Find me in the DSM-4.
Okay, where is it? There it is.
I think that's awesome.
So what we want to do is, and can we go? Let's see. Can we go lower? No, it needs to be lower. Well, it can go. It can go
we got
lower.
off the hook. Okay.
It can go
Back
lower
onto the
though.
hook.
Let's
Here,
go
I'm
as
gonna
low
give
as we
you-
can. Okay, ready?
Well, if you pull it down there, it goes off the hook. But okay, I've got the tension now.
Okay, hold it there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got to go loosen it a little bit. Right there.
We're defying gravity. What do we have? Like a 1/4 inch?
Yeah, pull it a little more. Pull it a little more. Right there.
3/8 inch? 1/4 inch of gravity defiance?
Okay, so that's. We could probably go a little. No.
I can picture like a little crank on one side
Yeah.
with the string to just like perfectly fine tune it. But the way my dad built it, it was just tied from the bottom.
Okay, so. Should we go as far as we can, or what do you think?
I would say let's do where it doesn't want to fall right off. So
Okay.
it's semi-tight, and let's just see if putting anything in between it makes it drop. But I guess I'm holding on to this, so that's our like accuracy over here. How can we hold this with my hand off it? Like a clamp or something? Do you have a
Yeah.
clamp that would go here, or?
Well, let's put
I mean,
a
I
screw
can
there.
just hold it.
We can put a screw there and wrap it around the screw, and tie it.
Let's see. Or I could tie it down here, but that's more permanent. Well, why don't I hold it in the meantime for experiment purposes? It's there. Do you want to interrupt the field with something?
But for accuracy, that should be
No, you're right. You're right.
solid.
Okay, so I'll get another screw.
Okay. We have to drill it too, huh?
Yeah. got 2 little screws.
This is neat.
Isn't it fun? I mean, in and of itself, it's a great experiment. So I'm gonna make 2 little screws so we can kind of like
good idea.
wrap between them like boat style.
Yeah, like real close together. Okay.
And
are we gonna drill holes first?
I could put them like there. Yeah.
So the wood doesn't crack.
Okay, I gotta get my. You know what? Yeah, I will get my small.
Because cracking wood's the worst thing, right?
Yeah, and then we ruin everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it ruins it. We have to start all over again. Look at that gap it has. How big it is. How big the gap is. Cameron.
I wonder like what the most powerful magnet is and if it makes a nice long gap.
Look at this.
Ah, that is a nice long gap. I wonder if we stack 2 of those magnets, if it'd be longer. That's another we could.
Yeah, that's another experiment.
Another experiment. So, I think yeah, right into here is going to be good.
Okay.
For our stops.
And is it close together better? Real close? Or no?
I think about this much gives you a little room to. We may end up putting a new string, but
okay.
I think you want to have like a little bit of tiny bit of stuff.
Oh, and I forgot about all these magnets down here. These are all magnets too.
Oh yeah. Sweet.
And here too. These are from an outrunner motor that I took apart.
What's an outrunner motor? What does that mean?
It's the it's the airplane motors that we.
Okay.
I'll show you. I'll bring it into the camera.
Yeah.
It's from this type of motor.
Gotcha.
It's magnets from these.
I should know that.
They're used in, I think, in airplanes and remote control airplanes and remote control helicopters.
Gotcha.
And I think drones use them too. Yes, drones use the same kind as well. Oh, Cameron, we could just literally just wrap it around that and then tighten the screw in.
Sure.
That would probably be I mean, I feel like that would be a really good way to do it.
What I picture later, or I don't know, for a totally different one, if there was just a string with some friction, the way you tie up ropes on boats, there's a certain way you wrap it between a couple of posts, and then it ties itself automatically. Although tooth floss is probably the least ideal for it, but it's like you do something like,
I've seen that. I know what you mean.
It's like a really secure way to deal with ropes. Let me see if there's.
But the tooth floss is not. It's too slippery. It has wax on it.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the least ideal thing for that. But with this held to there, I go.
I'm gonna tape off this for safety reasons. I'm gonna tape off this screw.
Good idea.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should just screw it in, cause.
Yeah, I hear you. Let's just screw it.
Cause it's too slippery.
Okay.
For that. I like the idea though.
Yeah.
And when we get the proper material, let's go to the very. What do you think?
Yeah, if I had some like twine or string, it would be a different story. Oops. All right, how about this? I'll do the screw part if you do the tension part. So,
okay.
Here, you take that, you get it to where it's gonna be, and I'm just gonna hold the wood, and I've gotta have access to the screw.
Okay, let me just get it.
Get that ready.
Yeah. Oops. Oops, it came off the hook. Let's try that different part of the hook. Oops. Okay. So you want it a little bit strong still?
I think so. But let's just go for it hangs on its own.
There it is.
Woohoo! We are defying gravity. I really like that. I'm gonna take a picture of myself.
Oops. The power of the magnetic field.
You can prove it's there and spin it.
Oh yeah. Let's do this. This might be neat. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it
made it too short?
Yeah, I made it too short. Oh, it's not turning. Okay. Well, it sounded like it might be a good idea, but. I like the idea of it spinning, though.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's defying gravity, and what we really want to do is interrupt the field and see what happens.
I'm just lengthening it back out again to where it was. Oops. Okay, Cameron, I think I did something.
What about,
I don't know what happened.
here, let me try. Let's try.
Oh, let's try this. Let's try turning this to a different angle, too.
Yeah, moving it maybe. Or bending it.
Yeah, let's
Bend
try
it
this.
more straight up.
Try that. See if that gave it. Okay, I'm going to turn it slowly.
Oh yeah, you know what? By turning that, you could tension it. Yeah, rotate that until you get the tension. That's a way. No, or not.
Okay, we might have to readjust the screw again.
That's fine.
Let's readjust the screw again.
Okay.
All right. We're getting this.
This one.
Oh, okay, I'll tighten this. Okay.
Whoop.
Alrighty, hang on. There it is.
Nice. That looks good.
Oops. Okay. There it is. Okay, so what's next? Next video? Are we done with this?
We're not done.
Oh, now it's
We have to
spinning.
interrupt it.
Now it's spinning.
Now we have to just stick something in between there. And first of all, magicians always prove, look, it's not being held. So what can we put? Do you have a piece of paper? Like anything. I'm going to put paper in my pocket.
This is just the screw that was sticking out, and I put tape on it.
I have a receipt. I have a dollar bill. Okay. Magicians always use dollar bills. So I'm interrupting the magnet with paper, and it does not change it one bit. Not an interrupter.
Okay, do it one more time. From further back.
It does not interrupt the field with paper whatsoever.
And we'll just touch this, yeah.
It's just not, doesn't care about it. But maybe a piece of metal, maybe aluminum, maybe a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
How about stack of bills? Stack of bills.
And go different
No
angles. Go like
effect.
this. Go left and right. Yeah.
Yeah, really no effect with paper. It's not effectively interrupting it. That's because I mechanically hit it.
Okay, now here's...
What about leather? Okay, the wall, it's like leather or whatever.
They can't.
I don't think it's interrupting.
You have to come from the backside because the front.
Oh, gotcha.
Your hand was covering the lens. There you go.
It mechanically hits and still doesn't fall off. But yeah, the leather, no.
And this is something that Don Smith points out about magnetic fields too. Now this is copper and aluminum sheets together. Let's try these two together and see if they...
Huh? No effect. But is it spinning because it's spinning from mechanically touching it?
Is it touching?
Yeah, when it mechanically touches it, then it wants to spin. I thought it was like some attraction, but no, it's physically touching it sometimes. That is copper and aluminum?
Yeah.
All right, those are not an interrupter.
But Don Smith does talk about using aluminum to sheet, like making a Faraday cage. I'm using that word, but he built aluminum enclosure around one of his devices, and he said that shielded the that was a shielding. See, it's gonna grab it directly.
This drill bit, I can walk it through there, and it didn't steal enough magnetism from it that it didn't work. But then again, we don't have it at its most vulnerable. You know, it's got some strength into it.
Yeah, it still has some strength into it. Yeah.
Also, we're not doing like reverberations. You talked about 20,000 reverberations of stuff.
Cycles per second. Yeah.
You know.
Resonance.
Yeah. So I don't know that I'm proving.
Yeah, Cameron and I were talking about
resonance couldn't do it with these same materials.
Yeah, because also Don talks about using frequency to, when you put frequency into metal, it actually will lift off the ground as well. High frequency, really high frequency.
Can you imagine, do you have any little like coil we could energize in between there? Is there like a flat coil of wire you could stick a battery on?
Like a pancake coil,
I mean, do you own that? Do you have
such? We can look for something that has them. I know the elements like that heat up, that cook food. They have some of the new ones that are conduction. Is it called conduction or induction?
Induction.
Induction, yeah. Those, we can take one out of that. We can look for one of those at the thrift store maybe.
So what else? What other?
Or we can make one. We can make a coil too.
What do you have? This like thick iron we can put in there.
Something we can put in there to interrupt it, to interrupt the field. Yeah. How about copper? I don't know if we can put this in. This is from a speaker.
Yeah.
Can we just put that in there? You want to try it?
I wonder if putting it in there makes voltages happen. If you go back and forth like this, I think seemingly
at a real fast pace,
it's supposed to make these have voltages come off there, but I don't think I can do it that fast. But I could picture, like, if we found the right material, another post here and a spinner, you know, there's a spinner this diameter with hole, and you spin it and, you know, interrupt. But
yeah.
What else can we try interrupting with?
Okay.
Something energized? Something not energized?
Let's see.
It would be really hard to move a magnet through there, but yeah, that seems pretty big of a challenge.
A magnet would certainly interrupt the field, right?
I guess, as long as we can keep controlling it properly.
This is really neat that you made this when you were a kid. You and your dad built one of these, right?
You know, I think my dad made it, not in my presence, but I would always mess around with it, and not always, but you know.
Oh, so he made it just for himself, like for fun?
Yeah, I mean, maybe to help show me stuff about science, I guess, or he liked science just for science's sake, for sure.
And you said your dad was a nerd, right?
He was a nerd. He had worked with radioactive materials for Pacific Radiation Corporation before I did, and you know, worked with scientific equipment, had to calibrate meters and stuff like that, like I did.
Interesting. Very interesting, Cameron. Okay, Cameron, so I'm still looking. Let's see, what else could we use?
Yeah, what could be interrupted with this thing?
I mean, we can also just kind of keep that in mind. We can always make another video of this,
Mhm.
and we can proceed to the generator project.
Yeah, we can stash this one for now.
And then as we come by
And-
material, because I could literally go buy a sheet of thin metal, like ferrous metal that is attracted to magnets, so magnetic. I'll just bring a magnet with me to Home Depot and to hobby
Don't
stores.
buy it. To find it. It's out in front of your house already.
Yeah.
It's sitting on the grass. But why don't
And
I
then
cut
just
this
put-
thing off with my angle grinder? I'll
Sure.
do that outside so it's not a danger.
Yeah, okay.
And,
Should we film video
Yeah, we
that?
can. A video of cutting it?
Yeah.
If you want. I mean, I could just cut it right there outside your door. It's going to throw metal bits all
Oh
over.
yeah. Well, I'll stop this stream then, because we're just going to
Cool.
cut the extra metal off
Yeah.
from the screw. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us today, and we're going to replicate Don Smith's. It's called. I think it's called block wall generator. Block wall. It's blocking the magnetic flux. I think it's called the magnetic field, and allowing for more. It actually is it eliminates back EMF. It completely eliminates it. What we're trying to do is we're moving toward that step by step. So we're going to just see if we can reduce the back EMF, which is that when you have an electric motor, like I'll show you for example. An example would be so this electric motor here. So for example, this electric motor, right? This is an electric motor. I think it's like a 25 volt electric motor approximately. So when I spit, so this is an electric motor. So it has coils and magnets, and it's just how it's made. And if you put electricity into this, direct current, DC, even like a couple volts, this will spin. It'll spin. But then if you spin this, voltage comes out of these. So if we connect these two together, which is like shorting it out, if we do that, the idea is if we make a generator, that doesn't have any back EMF. This is my understanding because I'm learning about this. I'm sharing my process of learning. If a generator doesn't have any back EMF, that's the words that I understand to be used. We connect these two together to each other, a direct short, or we power a light bulb or power something, a load. When we turn this, so if they're disconnected and you turn this and then you connect something, a load or short this out directly, it doesn't get harder to turn or it doesn't get as hard to turn by having the interruption, by having the on-off, the interruption. And that's what we're experimenting with. And we're going to move toward the greatest efficiency. Right, Cameron? We're not going to start with the most efficient design. We're going to work our way toward it.
Yes.
Yeah, so
we're going to start with what we can do with materials we've got.
That we have, yeah. So what that looks like in terms of like application, for example, if we have a scooter, for example, it would act as a range extender, I think, as I understand it. It would potentially extend the range of the scooter by being able to use the energy by turning this with less work to turn this, because we have an interruption of the field. Less work to turn this means we can put more energy back into the battery or possibly another set of batteries, because that's something many people have shared with me. While you're running your scooter, charge a separate set of batteries. Don't charge the same battery. So I haven't tried that yet. I've been charging the same battery so far. But this is a slow progression. It's lots of study. I study people that know much more than me. And then the way that I understand what they're saying, I just experiment with that, and that's how I learn. And Cameron, we're both learning, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being with us today, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. And happy experimenting, and happy sharing what you learn in videos that you make. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
See you later, people.